everybody, it's Marianne at So Right Sewing Machines. Today I'd like to talk about doing lettering. Lettering has so many possibilities. For instance, this one I did a long time ago, and it was, every machine's going to have their own type of font. But what you're going to do is you're going to be able to use these to make your labels for maybe a quilt. I did that one on here, so I programmed So Right Sewing Machines, Bayside, New York, and our phone number. Watch that. Okay. And down here I named the quilt Circle Frenzy because it was a bunch of circles. So you can personalize your labels. For instance, what if you were doing something as a birthday gift? You could program happy birthday and the person's name. And then you could put the date, and then you could put the love by Marianne, whoever is making the quilt. So it personalizes it. But something that I thought about just yesterday, which I could have done back then and I didn't think of it, is before I sewed the label onto the quilt, I could have done some decorative stitches around here. It frames it. It gives it a frame, so it's standing out instead of blending in with the rest. And it just makes it even nicer and prettier. So let's talk about doing lettering. Today I'm working on the Brother. It's the PS 700, and it has a font in it, which I'm going to be going into, and I want to talk about how to do that. But for the moment, I want to explain preparing your fabric. When you're going to stitch the lettering, everybody never having done it thinks that the machine is going to go this way because that's the way you would think the letters are going to be. But what it's going to do is it's going to go this way, and the letters are going to be turned sideways. And I prepare my fabric. I put chalk lines of where I want to stitch. So it could be happy birthday to so-and-so, a date, love so-and-so. And besides all that, I'm going to prepare the back of my fabric. On here, I've chosen, which I love to use a lot, is a product by Pellon. It is called Easy Knit. It is an interfacing, but the reason I like using it, it doesn't add a lot of bulk to the project. And I use this on the back of so many different things. And it gives the piece stability, that it's not going to pucker. But I also add tearaway stabilizer, which this will get torn away, but this is going to stay here forever. Then I layer everything, and I come over to my machine, and I'm going to line up the edge of my foot with the chalk line. So when I lower my foot, it's going to be on the chalk line. But when I do that, the lettering is going to be, the bottom of the lettering is going to probably be over here. Maybe I want the lettering closer to the line. It's really just a preference of what you're setting up to do. So here I just moved the chalk line over to this part of the foot. So as I stitch, I'm going to be moving the foot along this line instead of maybe here and going that way. It really doesn't matter. It's just keeping everything straight is important. So now we're going to come over to the screen. Right here is the letters. So when I touch this, I am now accessing a font. And then up here on the top of the lid are the numbers for each corresponding letter. So if I want to put in happy, I'm going to go to stitch number 8. And on the screen, I'm not going to just touch 8. I'm going to touch 0, 8. Then I'm going to put in happy. And then I'm going to put in a 0, 1. 0, 1. Whoop, 0, 1. So now I got HA. I need a P. I'm going to go to 16. 16. And another 16. There. I need a Y. Letter Y is 25. But now I need to put birthday, so I need a space. Up on the lid, it shows you that the space is going to be stitch 69. So I'm going to touch that. And what it will do is it's going to create a stitch. It's like a jump stitch. And at the end, if you want, you could just trim it out. But now I'm going to continue. I'm going to put in a B. So I'm going to go to 0, 2. Then I got the I, 0, 9. And then I got an birth. Okay, R. Had to rethink my spelling. 18. Come on, 18. T, 20. H, 08. and a D is 04, an A 01, and a Y 25. Now, there's going to be times that you're going to do this numerous times. Why do you have to reprogram it every time you want to do that? The only thing that you might be changing is the name. So instead, save happy birthday. Or maybe it's a holiday and you want to put the holiday name. Or you want to put made by Marianne. So right now I've got happy birthday and I want to save it to memory. So I'm going to touch this pocket with an arrow pointing in. And I'm going to touch this, and then, oh, look at, I've already shown this multiple times. But you would scroll down to an empty pocket by touching these numbers right here. And then when you get to the row that's empty, you're going to say, okay. Now it just saved it. All right, it's a new day, and you turn on the machine, and you want to find what you stitched. This is where you save it. This is where you get it. If you notice, there's two symbols here. When we're here, we're getting these stitches. But when I touch this again, I'm going to access my pockets. And then I'm going to scroll to the pocket that has what I want. And then I say, okay. Now I'll be able to stitch that. So as I go, on this machine, I don't have to put in a stop to stop when happy birthday is done. It's automatic. It does it by itself. So now as I'm going to stitch, I'm going to just push on my foot pedal. And like I said, I've chosen right now to use this at part of the foot as my guide along my chalk line. And I'm gonna go, there we go. My little tail right at the beginning, I could have tucked underneath before I started. And over here on the screen, you'll see that I'm up to the letter B, and it's going to disappear, and we're going to be on the letter I. So now as this is going, I want to tell you a little story. Years ago, I had made a birthday present, a jacket, for a friend of ours' little girl. We were going to the party, and I realized I didn't have any wrapping paper, I didn't have a box, and it was pouring rain, and I didn't want to go out, so I went into my stash of fabric. And there I took a very large piece of fabric, and all over it I stitched Happy Birthday Jennifer. Oh, there we go. We're coming to an end. It's going to stop on its own, and I'm going to trim. So there I have my happy birthday. And those little stitches that connect the letters, you just trim them out with a good sharp pair of pointy scissors. So when we were going to the party, I took that big piece of fabric and I programmed Happy Birthday Jennifer. And all over, in random turns and all over the piece, I stitched Happy Birthday Jennifer. After it was done with the letters, I sewed it into a pillowcase. Put the present, the jacket, inside the pillowcase, wrapped it with a bow around the end, gave it to them. Following day after the party, the mother called me. She says, forget the jacket. My daughter wouldn't go to sleep unless she had her new pillowcase. She says, where did you get that? I says, I made it. She says, but it said Happy Birthday Jennifer. I says, I have a machine that can do that. I says, I stitched it all over. So think about the possibilities with letters. Not just a pillowcase. Could be something for the kitchen or just a little gift for somebody, but you're going to personalize it. And it's really exciting to do because people are amazed that you can do those things. So I hope you enjoy this class and hope you enjoy doing lettering. So bye.